All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a blueprint that's creating a whole new wave of entrepreneurs. We're talking about how everyday people are using AI, not as some futuristic toy, but as a real powerful engine for building wealth. So, let's dive in.
You hear this quote a lot, and for good reason. It absolutely cuts to the core of what's happening right now. The big story isn't about robots taking over our jobs. The real story is about this massive shift in how work gets done and, frankly, how value gets created. It's a huge wake-up call. Either you learn to use these tools or you risk getting left behind.
So, what's the secret sauce here? Well, after looking at hundreds of these success stories, a crystal clear pattern just jumps out at you. It really boils down to three big ideas. First is leverage. Using tools to get massive results from a tiny bit of effort. Second is automation, which is all about building systems that do the work for you. And third, distribution, which is just about getting your stuff in front of an audience. If you can master these three, you've pretty much mastered the new economy.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the new rules of wealth. To really get where we're going, you have to understand just how profoundly AI has changed the entire game. I mean, the old barriers to starting a business, needing a ton of money, a big team, or crazy technical skills, they've basically just been obliterated.
Just look at the difference here. It is night and day, right? 5 years ago, you needed a serious chunk of capital. You had to hire people. Today, one person with a laptop and a few key AI tools can do the work of a small team. They can handle the writing, the coding, the design, even customer support. And what used to take months of painful trial and error to test an idea, you can now do that in a matter of days.
And this leads to this incredible concept that economists call asymmetric opportunity. It sounds a little fancy, but all it really means is you're in a situation where a tiny input, a little bit of effort, a very low cost, can create a massive, outsized result. This is exactly why we're seeing this new class of AI millionaires pop up so incredibly fast.
But here's the thing you really have to get. This is probably the most important point of all. The people who are winning aren't selling AI. They're selling a solution to a real problem, and they're just using AI as the ultimate force multiplier. It gives them speed, it gives them scale, it gives them the ability to build powerful systems instead of just doing one task at a time.
Okay, so that's all of the theory. But how are people actually making money with this stuff? Let's get into some real-world proof. These aren't just hypothetical ideas. These are real case studies with real numbers, showing how people are applying these exact principles to make serious money right now.
Take a look at this number, $10,000 to $60,000 per month. This is the kind of income we're seeing from a business model that is absolutely exploding right now, the AI automation agency.
So this comes from a founder who built a six-figure business all by themselves, using tools that are available to anyone like GPT-4 and Zapier. What did they sell? Simple automation packages to small businesses to handle things like managing leads or customer support. And here's the key. Their clients didn't care one bit about AI. They just wanted to save time and make more money.
Okay, next up, let's look at another one. $7,000 a month. This comes from a completely different angle, and honestly, it might be even simpler.
So CNBC actually profiled a creator making over $7,000 a month just by selling really well-written ChatGPT prompts on marketplaces like Etsy and Gumroad. I mean, think about that. This is a perfect example of that asymmetric opportunity we were just talking about. No coding skills needed, no inventory, just smart copywriting and picking the right niche. That's a business with basically 100% profit margins.
Now for all the content creators out there, this income range from $3,000 all the way up to $40,000 a month just goes to show you the incredible scalability you get when you use AI to build a media business.
So how are they doing it? Well, YouTubers are now using AI for almost every single part of the creative process. It's writing scripts, generating voiceovers, even designing the thumbnails. And what this does is it allows one person to scale their output by 5, sometimes even 10 times. It turns the creative grind into a repeatable, almost automated process.
So we've seen these incredible individual stories. But here's the thing. They aren't just random, one-off successes. They all fit into a pretty clear framework. When you look at all the research, you see the same 5 proven AI business models popping up again and again. So let's break them down and maybe see which one clicks for you.
And here they are. First, you've got the automation agency, just like the one we saw. Second, the content machine for all you YouTubers and bloggers. Third, selling info products. Think of those valuable prompt packs. Fourth, building what's called a micro SaaS. basically a small software tool. And finally, just using AI to supercharge your existing freelancing or consulting business. This is pretty much your menu of options.
This slide just sums it all up perfectly. You can see exactly how these models stack up against each other. The automation agency seems to be the most common path to that first $10,000 a month. Content and info products are super scalable, and that micro SaaS model, it has by far the highest potential, with some really simple tools hitting 6 figures a year.
All right, this is what we've been building towards. We've seen the what and the how. Now, here is the step-by-step system. This is the actual blueprint that every single successful person we've talked about follows, whether they even realize it or not.
It's a pretty logical 4-phase process. First, you build skill leverage. That just means you get good at using the tools. Second, you build output leverage. You use those tools to make more stuff faster. Third, you build distribution, which means you find an audience for all that stuff you're making. And finally, you build product leverage, where you package it all up into an actual offer, whether that's an agency service, a digital product, or a YouTube channel.
Now, if there's one phase there that is the most critical, it's number 2, output. Honestly, the greatest gift AI has given us is pure, unadulterated speed. The ability to test ideas, to build prototypes, and to publish content faster than anyone has ever been able to before, that is the ultimate competitive advantage. In this new world, speed equals wealth.
So, we have our blueprint, but what kind of future can we actually build with it? Let's zoom out for a second and see what the experts are predicting. We're talking about major institutions like McKinsey and the World Economic Forum, and what they think is coming down the pipeline.
And the consensus is pretty clear. They believe AI will mostly automate tasks, not entire jobs, which is going to lead to a massive rise in these one-person businesses. But the most critical prediction is this one. They expect a significant wealth gap to open up between people who know how to leverage AI and those who don't. And that makes understanding this blueprint more important than ever.
And this brings us right back to the single most important takeaway from this entire explainer. It is not about the AI. AI itself doesn't make you rich. Leverage does. AI is simply the most powerful tool for creating leverage that humanity has ever seen. Period.
So, the path forward is actually pretty clear, isn't it? You combine your unique skills with these new AI-powered systems, you master a way to get in front of customers, and you create a product or a service that solves a real-world problem. That's it. That's the blueprint for the next generation of entrepreneurs.
So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. As we move forward, the old markers of success are starting to fade away. The real question for your career and for your future isn't going to be about your job title. It's going to be about what kind of leverage you can command and what you choose to build with it.